I have like 3 stories that just happened over the past like 2 or 3 days that I haven't been streaming. But before we get into all of that, I do want to talk a little bit about Nick Fuentes because recently he did get banned off yet another social media site, which, you'd start to think that it's almost impossible for him to start getting banned on even more places than he's already been. But I think it must have been just a few days ago where he made a Gettr account, which I've never been on Gettr. I don't know much about it at all, to be honest. I've never looked into it, never made an account, nothing at all. So I just heard Nick was making one, and I was like, all right, that's cool. Maybe I'll check it out, which I haven't even gotten to yet. But he made a Gettr account, and now it seems like he's been banned on there for being Nick Fuentes, which is pretty crazy considering Gettr is supposed to be like this free speech website kind of thing, like Gab, like an alt tech free speech website. So that's sort of surprising. I don't know who runs it or anything or who's in charge of that, so that's why I'm saying that. But it does seem like maybe there's a chance he will be getting back on there eventually, or he'll have his account reinstated, because rumors are that there's some sort of internal battle going on with, I guess, the people in charge on whether or not they should put his account back on Gettr. So right before I even started the show today, Nick actually went on Telegram to talk about this, which is why I decided to talk about this as well. I'll read out to you guys what he said himself. He said, rumors is that there is a full-on war going on inside the Gettr team over my suspension on the platform. Groyper should get on there and demand that my account be reinstated. So as long as I'm banned, Gettr cannot claim to be a free speech platform. I will not allow this. Gettr is basically just Twitter 2 now. Same political censorship, but smaller and worse UX. Literally, what is the point? Harvest emails from global conservatives to sell, I guess. Get on Gab instead. We're beginning to see which alt-tech platforms are serious about protecting political speech and which ones are just exploiting conservatives to get a piece of the market. Example, Rumble adopting a new terms of service and suing Odyssey and Gettr, banning people like me and Baked Alaska. Pay attention. So, that's what Nick has to say about that, and I do agree with him. He has been pushing Gab for like a while now. That's like the main place to be on there. So speaking of that, go follow me on there if you haven't already. But yeah, Getter's not having it with the Groyper. So I mean, he says to go on there and ask for him to be put back on. Honestly, I wouldn't even go on it at all. Why even give it the attention? And even if they do put Nick back, they already made that mistake. So are they really, reliable with being free speech? And from what I know, they are smaller than Gab too. I feel like Gab is, it's not the best thing we could possibly have. I have talked about it quite a lot and gave my criticisms on it, so I'm not gonna go fully into that. But Gab is definitely the place to be right now, especially if you're a Groyper. What we should be doing is keep trying to build on there, especially that Nick does have a lot of followers already on there. So, what's the point of trying to go on different places that are much smaller and stuff like that? But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for that. I mean, like I said, just a short story there. I wanted to quickly go over before we get into the main topics, which